What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. My first prediction video of the year, predictions for week 2 of college football. Last week we had an amazing first week of the season that included Florida State's close win over LSU and Florida upsetting Utah in the Swamp. It was an amazing week of college football, and I hope this week can be just as amazing. I will have timestamps in the description. Hopefully, YouTube will let me use the chapter feature where it pops up on the YouTube bar, so you can scroll to which part of the video if you're waiting for a specific prediction on a specific game. But there will be timestamps in the description for each game. But anyways, let's hop in predictions. First game I got, South Carolina at number 16 Arkansas. The Gamecocks versus the Razorbacks. I'm very high on Arkansas. I think they're a really, really good team. I think they'd be a playoff contender, if not in the SEC. I said this in my last video, I believe. I believe in KJ Jefferson. I believe KJ Jefferson's a pretty good quarterback. And I believe Sam Pittman's a really good coach. I do also like South Carolina, though. I think Coach Beamer Ball. I like that coach. And they obviously have Spencer Rattler, who is responsible for the most viewed video on my channel. So thank him for that. But no, seriously, he's a very good quarterback. Obviously a 5-star coming out of high school. May have not lived up to the hype so far at Oklahoma, but he did play several years at Oklahoma and was pretty good. Pretty good. Maybe not amazing compared to their other quarterbacks, but pretty good. And we'll see how he pans out at South Carolina this year. But high on both of these teams. The spread is 8.5 points in favor of Arkansas. Arkansas is at home. I am going to take Arkansas to win this one. And I think Arkansas can cover the spread. Give me 35-24. 35-24, Arkansas wins. The next game, I have number 23, Wake Forest at Vanderbilt. Now, Vanderbilt kind of started off hot to the season. Now they played Hawaii and Ebon. I know how that sounds, but it's Vanderbilt. And 2-0 start, that's a pretty damn good start for Vanderbilt. Now, I had some worries about the Wake Forest team, but Sam Hartman. Yes, Sam Hartman is back. And Sam Hartman's a very good quarterback. Been around for a while, knows what he's doing, and is honestly a dark horse Heisman contender. I was liable to go Vanderbilt just because I think it'd be funny, and because they're on a hot streak so far. But with Sam Hartman coming back, I think it's just too much to overcome. The spread is 12.5 for Wake. I don't think Wake will cover it. I think Vanderbilt will give them a tougher game than that. But I got 38-28 Wake Forest. But I don't think Wake Forest will cover. Then, I'm just doing this because they're a top 5 team, and I cover top 5 teams no matter what. I try to pick the best games, but no matter what game a top 5 team will play, I always predict their game. I got Arkansas State at Ohio State, number 3 team in the country, and yeah, this is no competition. Ohio State wins. Yeah, duh. Ohio State didn't look as expected. I mean, they still beat number 5 Notre Dame last weekend. And, I mean, you can't knock them for that at all, considering I believe it was at Notre Dame, too. To go into South Bend and win against the top 5 Notre Dame, I'm not going to knock them. But they just didn't look as advertised, if that makes sense. But I think Ohio State will easily just stroll through this one. They're a 44-point favorite, and I think they cover. 49-3, Ohio State wins. Then, another game that will be tough to watch. Here's a string of them, so I'm sorry. But Samford at number 2, Georgia. The defending national champions, and I'm just going to cut right to the chase. Georgia's going to win this game. They're going to win this game by a lot. Samford, they're a good little, I believe they're a group of 5. If they're not group of 5, they're FCS, but I think they're group of 5. And they're a good little team for what they're in, but it's Georgia. And the spread on this game is 52. I think Georgia will honestly cover. Give me 56-3. Georgia wins. Next, we have Furman at Clemson. Well, another sleeper here. Another game. Another boring game. Yeah, Clemson will win this one, and they'll whip up on Furman. It won't be a struggle in the second quarter like it was with Georgia Tech. No. This game will be done and over with by the end of the first quarter, probably. Clemson's a 44.5 point favorite. And I think they cover, honestly. Give me Clemson 52-6. Next, I have Hawaii at number 4 Michigan, and you want to talk about a beatdown. Oh boy. Oh no, this might be the worst one of the entire weekend. Hawaii got demolished the other week by Vanderbilt, 63-10, I believe it was, or 17. Don't quote me on that. And to get demolished by Vanderbilt that bad, Jesus. There's a reason Michigan is a 51.5 point favorite in this game. Yeah, give me the Wolverines. And I'm predicting 59-7. Michigan covers the spread, but it could be way worse. If Michigan didn't pull their punches, this could be a 100-0 game. I'm telling you. Okay, now for some more interesting, more competitive games, though. Top 25 versus top 25 teams. We have 3 of them this week. Number 24, Tennessee, will go and play at number 17, Pitt. This is a very tough game. Pitt's a good team. Got Caden Slovis at quarterback. Won the other week versus my bad, I'm blanking on it. West Virginia in a very tough competitive game. Tennessee's, though, I think Tennessee's an honestly really good team. And I have similar feelings to them as I do to Arkansas. I think Tennessee, Josh Heupel is a good coach. He's a solid coach. And I think Tennessee could be a playoff contender if they didn't play in the SEC. I think Tennessee's talented enough to go win the Pac-12, though. I'll say that. But they don't play in the Pac-12. They play in the SEC. But nonetheless, I think Hendon Hooker is that's probably a top 3 quarterback in the SEC. You obviously got Bryce Young at number 1. And then you got Stetson Bennett up there, maybe number 2 or 3. But honestly, Hendon Hooker's in that conversation. I'm very high on him, even higher than I am on KJ Jefferson. And honestly, I think Tennessee gets revenge for last year. They go into Pitt and beat them. Give me 35-28. Tennessee's favored by 6. They barely cover by 7. Give me Tennessee to win this game. Next, we have number 20 Kentucky at number 12 Florida. Florida obviously coming off that huge upset on Utah that I would have predicted. You won't find it on the channel, but I did predict that upset. I wish I could have gotten the video out, but I did predict that upset, believe it or not. And then Kentucky has some high hopes going into this season. Obviously, ranked number 20. Will Levis is another quarterback. A quarterback some prospects expect to be a first-round pick. I personally don't see the first-round pick, but I do think Will Levis is a very talented quarterback. But is it enough to beat Florida? At home, in the swamp. Florida favored by 4.5. I'll take it. I'll take Florida, and I'll pick them to beat the spread too. I think Billy Napier gets another huge W in only his second game of his Florida career. Give me Florida 31-21. Next, we have Baylor. Number 9 Baylor at number 21 BYU. The smallest point spread of the week that I have on my list of games. 3.5 points. Baylor's favored. But I think Baylor will win. I think they'll win by much more. I'm high on Baylor. They were good last season. I think Aranda's a good coach. I think he'll get them boys right. I think they'll win this one by a lot. Give me 42-28. Baylor wins. Now for the game of the week. It may not be a ranked versus ranked matchup, but it's something I think will turn out not only to be the best game of the week in terms of quality wise, but I think it's got a lot of hype too. It's the game that College Football Game Day is going to. It features my favorite team, Alabama at Texas. Roll Tide, roll. Let's talk about it. Alabama, 20-point favorites. 20. That's insane to me. I personally wouldn't have Alabama that much of a... I wouldn't have the point spread that high, per se. And I'm an Alabama fan. But I think Texas is a good team. I think Sarkisian is a good coach. Maybe I'm a little biased. He's failed at some programs. He's not done great jobs at some programs. But, I mean, the other year, 2020, when he was at Alabama, man, he commanded one of the best offenses of all time. You could make an argument the best offense of all time, and if not, the second best offense behind 2019 LSU. And part of that is due to the talent on the field. Najee Harris, Mac Jones, Devonta Smith, Jalen Waddle for half a season, John Mechie. Damn, that was a talented team. Besides the point. But Sarkisian was honestly a great offensive coordinator. I mean, he just cooked up things that got the right players the ball. As simple as that sounds, I know that sounds like that comes from somebody that has never stepped foot on a field, and it does. All my predictions are taken with a grain of salt. I do not play football, have not played football. I've watched a bunch of it, but I know that doesn't make me an expert. But, I'm getting off track. Point is, I think Sarkisian is a really good coach, and I think he will succeed at Texas at some point. But to speak more on Texas, I think they're a really good team. I believe in Quinn Ewers. As much as I joke about it with my friends, I do think Quinn Ewers is a good quarterback. He was obviously a 5-star coming out of high school, had some of the biggest hype ever out of any quarterback ever. I mean, you got this guy up there with the same ratings as Trevor Lawrence and Justin Fields and Tua and any quarterback you can think of. And I think he will be good. And then you just got playmakers all over that field. I mean, you got Xavier Worthy, the wide receiver. Very good wide receiver. And then, obviously, Bijan Robinson. Maybe the best running back in college football. Bijan Robinson. I mean, the guy is a beast. So, I believe in Texas. I think Texas is good. I think Texas is really good at home. And I would honestly pick them to beat a top 10 team. I think there are top 10 teams. Top 20 teams, definitely. That Texas can beat. Alabama is not one of these teams. Yeah, I got Alabama winning this one, if you could not tell. But Alabama's simply too good. I just spoke highly of Texas, but Alabama, man. Bryce Young, the returning Heisman winner. Future top 5, maybe number 1 overall draft pick. Jahmyr Gibbs, one of the best running backs in college football. Very dynamic. Jermaine Burton, Trayshawn Holding, Ja'Cory Brooks. Amazing wide receiver room. On defense, you got Jordan Battle returning. Will Anderson, the best defensive player in college football last year and this year. I know that may be a hot take because of Aiden Hutchinson, but I honestly think he was better than Aiden Hutchinson. The best defensive player in college football, Will Anderson. Plus Dallas Turner on the opposite side of Will Anderson. That's dangerous. Henry To'o, a very experienced and good middle linebacker in the middle of all that. Kool-Aid McKinstry, a talented corner. Then Eli Ricks, a seasoned veteran corner. I mean, this defense is nasty. The offense is nasty. And it's a Nick Saban-coached Alabama team. Yeah, give me number 1 Alabama at Texas. I think Alabama wins. Now, do they cover the spread? No. I do not foresee a game where Alabama covers the spread. I've seen some high predictions on this one. I've seen 42s to 13s. I do not think 42-13 is going to happen. I think this is going to be a competitive game. I think Texas is going to be a dogfight. Texas is going to go all rounds. They're going to put some punches, but I think just the talent, the coaching, the experience of Alabama will simply be too much. Roll Tide. I have the Crimson Tide winning 45-38. And that is my thoughts on the college football games of this week. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I read every single comment, and one of my favorite things about doing YouTube videos isn't seeing the subscriber amount go up. It isn't making the video. It isn't even necessarily making the videos. It's honestly making the videos, then reading your comments. That's what really keeps me going. That's what my favorite thing of making YouTube videos are. So leave a comment below. What do you think of the games? What's your predictions? Are there any other games that I didn't cover that you think are interesting? If so, leave them in the comments. I'll give you my thoughts on them. And yeah, just let me know your opinions in the comments below. I will read them, I promise. But thank you if you're still watching this video. I appreciate it. I'm trying to make a strong comeback this season. And I'm trying. I'm trying to consistently upload this season. And if I can consistently upload on this account, I'll consistently upload on the NFL account too. I'm trying to do both, but this account comes first. Thank you for watching. Peace out.